have this hope in my relationship with God. I have this hope with my relationship with my wife.
I miss you more than life. I miss you more than life.
What happens when one of the world's biggest pop stars decides to stop pretending everything's fine? From cryptic selfies and spiritual sermons to public outbursts and marital strain, Justin Bieber isn't just trending again. He's unraveling, rebuilding, and revealing more than ever before. Is this the meltdown of a global icon or the raw, real breakthrough of a man reclaiming his life? In this exclusive deep dive, we're peeling back the glossy layers of celebrity and diving headfirst into the chaos, healing, and reinvention of Justin Bieber. Because this isn't just about fame, it's about trauma, faith, fame fatigue, and one superstar's fight to finally own his story. Welcome to Direct Celeb, where the truth hits harder than the headlines. Now, let's dive into the Bieber-sized roller coaster ride you didn't know you were buckled into. 1. The Detox selfie heard. Round the internet. Okay, let's rewind to that photo. Justin Bieber posts a shirtless, sweaty selfie, eyes half zoned out, looking like he just did a one-on-one with his inner demons in a 200-degree sauna. The caption? One word. Detox. Boom. The internet goes full CSI mode. Is he on substances? Is this a cry for help? Is he finally quitting Tim Hortons? Okay, that one was just Canadians. Now listen, when most celebs post a detox selfie, it's code for I drank celery juice twice and now I'm enlightened. But with Bieber, there's always a layer deeper. That sweat wasn't just from a hot yoga class. It was practically a metaphor for the pressure cooker he's been living in since age 15. Think about it. From mop-headed teen heartthrob to tabloid punching bag to spiritual rebirth machine, Bieber's been tossed around like a free sample at Costco. And now, that one-word caption? It's not about toxins. It's about toxicity. Toxic fame, toxic expectations, toxic habits. He's not detoxing his body. He's trying to purge the chaos of an industry that made him a product before he could vote. It's messy, it's uncomfortable, and it's raw in a way that feels real. So yeah, that sweaty mirror pic, it wasn't vanity, it was vulnerability. And in a world where celebs only show their highlight reels, Bieber showing his breakdown is actually kind of revolutionary. But hey, when your mirror becomes your therapist, what happens when you try to find salvation in the spotlight? 2. The Church of Bieber, holy or hype. So let's talk about the gospel, according to Justin. Because lately, the guy's been quoting more scripture than Spotify stats. Every other week, he's seen leaving church like it's the Met Gala for the soul. Oversized hoodie, shades on, looking like a repentant monk who just dropped a fire verse with the Holy Spirit. He's not just attending Sunday service, he's hosting spiritual TED Talks on Instagram, talking about grace, redemption, and letting go of worldly desires, while still flexing designer sneakers that cost more than rent. Now don't get it twisted, personal growth. We love to see it. Bieber's been through it. Arrests, breakdowns, parasitic fame, public humiliation. If a little Jesus juice helps him stay grounded, then pass the communion cup. But the question fans are asking is this real reflection or just another PR resurrection? Because if you remember, back in the day, Justin's brand was chaos in a leather jacket. Then came the purpose era, cue the tattoos, Hillsong pastors, and a spiritual glow-up that made him look like a reformed frat boy who read one self-help book and found God in a soy latte. Now, it feels deeper, more sincere. His posts about battling shame and healing from trauma sound less like captions and more like confessions. He's not preaching from a pedestal, he's bleeding on the page. And in an industry where vulnerability is usually a marketing gimmick, Bieber's spiritual rebirth might just be the most authentic version of him we've seen. But here's the tricky part. Religion can be a sanctuary or a shield. Is he using faith to heal or to hide? Because when the spotlight gets too hot, even salvation can become a smokescreen. Still, whether you see it as a halo or a hustle, one thing's clear. This version of Justin isn't trying to be your idol. He's trying to be human. But while he's finding peace in the pews, the real drama might be happening in the place he calls home. And spoiler, it's not always heavenly. 3. The Hailey effect. Marriage or mayhem? On Instagram. Their couple goals in paparazzi shots? They look like they just argued about who left the cap off the toothpaste for the third time this week. Let's be real. Justin and Hailey's marriage is either the most patient love story in Hollywood or a very expensive therapy session in progress. And we're not saying it's falling apart, but even their body language is starting to trend. You know things are tense when a side eye gets more likes than their wedding photos. Here's the behind-the-scenes tea. Hailey's been Justin's rock, his nurse, his hype woman, his emotional landing pad after every public meltdown. But you can only be someone's emotional airbag for so long before you get winded. Fans are noticing less PDA, more distance, and cryptic quotes in Instagram stories that scream, "I'm fine," in that totally not fine font. Even more, Justin's been weirdly quiet about Hailey lately. No gushy posts, no spontaneous serenades, not even a blurry photo dump with a hearts emoji. Is it privacy, or is it the calm before the tabloid storm? The truth is, this marriage isn't on the rocks. It is the rocks. And they're climbing it without a safety rope. And if marriage isn't complicated enough, add the pressure of producing a tiny human for the world to judge in utero. On to point 4. 4. Baby fever or baby rumors. The internet has a sixth sense for two things: spotting potential breakups from 2 pixels of a blurry photo, declaring a woman pregnant because she wore an oversized hoodie. And Hailey Bieber? She wore a flowy dress for one event. One. And TikTok went full OBGYN mode. Zoom-ins, bump analysis, slow-mo belly angle breakdowns. Honestly, CSI, uterus was in full swing. But here's the real kicker. While the world's obsessing over Womb Watch 2025, both Hailey and Justin have been clear. Yes, they want kids. No, not right this second. Why? Because Justin's still figuring out how to be okay with himself, let alone try to raise a mini version of him with 400 million followers and zero chill. And it makes sense, right? He's still healing. From childhood fame trauma, anxiety, Lyme disease, and, oh yeah, the emotional equivalent of a blender set to ice crush for the past decade. Bringing a baby into the mix right now would be like adding a firework to a fireworks factory. Boom. Plus, the pressure isn't just personal, it's public. Every late-night host, every headline, every fan Q&A ends with, "So, when are the babies coming?" They want to become parents on their terms, not because the internet's hungry for baby Bieber content. So no, Hailey's not pregnant. She's busy protecting her peace. And Justin? He's trying to figure out if he can be a good dad without turning into his own dad. Because before you can raise a child, you have to raise your inner child. Or at least stop posting cryptic selfies that send TMZ into meltdown mode. Coming up next, the album that might just be Bieber's therapy in 808 and heartbreaks. 5. Music Therapy, the swag album, more than just hits. It's a healing journey. All right, let's unpack this because Justin's upcoming album isn't just another drop in the ocean of pop music. It's shaping up to be his most intense and personal project yet. We all know Bieber's had a roller coaster of a decade, from chart-topping highs to headline-grabbing lows. And that emotional baggage? Yeah, it's showing up loud and clear in this new body of work. But this time, it's not just catchy hooks and radio-friendly beats. It's raw storytelling, a deep dive into the man behind the fame. According to insiders, Justin's writing sessions have been more like therapy appointments, with lyrics that spill his struggles with anxiety, relationship turbulence, and battling public perception. He's peeling back layers of vulnerability most celebs hide behind perfectly filtered Instagram posts. Think less sorry and more, sorry, I'm human. The vibe? A fusion of his signature pop R&B sound with darker, moodier production, almost like you're eavesdropping on his private thoughts, set to beats that still make you want to move. And that's the magic, combining emotional honesty with undeniable swag, a balance only Bieber can pull off. Now here's a juicy tidbit. There are rumors of collaborations with some heavy-hitting artists known for their emotional depth and genre-bending styles. Imagine a track where Bieber's raw confessionals meet the introspective bars of someone like Kendrick Lamar, or the ethereal vibe of Billie Eilish. If that's true, this album could rewrite pop music rules and deepen Bieber's artistry in ways we haven't seen before. But beyond the music, this album is a statement, a public reclaiming of his narrative. After years of media scrutiny, it's Bieber's way of saying, "This is my truth. Take it or leave it." And for the fans, it's a chance to connect with Justin on a whole new level, beyond the tabloids and headlines, straight into the heart of his journey. So yeah, this isn't just Bieber's new album, it's his emotional reset button, a musical memoir, and maybe, just maybe, the soundtrack to his redemption. 6. Bieber versus the industry. Burnout, Breakout, and the battle for control. Let's get real. Behind the glitz, the Grammys, and sold-out tours, Justin Bieber's been locked in a long, exhausting fight with one of the most ruthless forces in entertainment, the music industry machine. This isn't just about bad contracts or stressful schedules. It's about an entire system designed to manufacture stars like products, then discard them when the market shifts. And Bieber? He's been caught in that brutal cycle since his teenage breakthrough. Remember? Justin was discovered at 13, signed by a label, and suddenly thrust into a global spotlight before he even had a chance to finish middle school. That kind of early fame is a double-edged sword. Sure, it brings millions of fans and platinum records, but it also means growing up under intense scrutiny with very little control. Over the years, Justin has openly shared how the pressure to constantly deliver chart-topping hits, maintain a squeaky clean public image, and perform around the clock took a serious toll on his mental health. His struggles with anxiety, depression, and substance abuse didn't happen in a vacuum. They were symptoms of a system that often values profit over people. Recently, Bieber has been making bold moves behind the scenes, changing managers, switching up his creative team, and publicly distancing himself from those who might have been holding him back. This isn't just a new team, who dis moment. It's a power play for his artistic freedom and personal well-being. Industry insiders say he's pushing to reclaim ownership over his music, decisions, and image. This shift signals a possible end to the puppet on a string era and the beginning of a Justin Bieber who's calling the shots. This kind of rebellion isn't easy. The music biz is notorious for fighting artists who try to break free. But if Bieber succeeds, it could mark a turning point, not just for him, but for how pop stars navigate fame and mental health moving forward. Is it burnout? Definitely. Years of nonstop pressure can burn anyone out. Is it breakout? Without a doubt. Justin's fight to control his career could inspire a new blueprint for young artists worldwide. Because sometimes, to make the biggest hits, you have to first break the biggest chains. 7. Bieber's anger issues. Real rage or misread? Let's talk about the elephant in the room, or rather the storm cloud hovering over Justin Bieber's recent public behavior. If you've caught the latest clips of Bieber snapping at fans, storming out of events, or just generally looking like he's carrying the weight of the world on his shoulders, you're not imagining things. The guy's anger is real, and it's spilling out in ways that have fans and critics buzzing. But here's the twist. Is it just anger, or is it something deeper? Anger is often a mask for pain, frustration, and feeling powerless, and Justin's life has been a non-stop pressure cooker for over a decade. Add the relentless paparazzi, social media trolls, and impossible public expectations, and you've got a recipe for emotional overload. In interviews and candid moments, Bieber has admitted to struggling with mental health issues, including anxiety and depression, conditions that often manifest as irritability or anger. So when you see him lose his cool, it's not just celebrity diva behavior, it's a human reaction to years of stress and trauma. Plus, there's the context of his recent personal life challenges, marriage tensions, public rumors, and the pressure to maintain a spotless image while juggling his artistic comeback. It's enough to make anyone snap. Now, Bieber's not alone in this struggle. Many megastars have publicly battled similar issues and come out stronger. Kanye West, known for his explosive outbursts, Kanye has been open about living with bipolar disorder. His anger moments are often symptoms of a deeper mental health challenge, a reminder that genius and struggle can coexist. Demi Lovato. After years of addiction and mental health battles, Demi's been brutally honest about her anger and mood swings, showing fans that healing isn't linear. Lady Gaga, beneath the pop diva facade, Gaga has spoken openly about PTSD and chronic pain, which have sometimes fueled moments of frustration and vulnerability. These artists didn't hide behind a perfect image. They embraced their messy humanity, turning their struggles into powerful art and advocacy. Bieber's outbursts might be raw and uncomfortable, but they're also a sign he's still working through the pain, still human, and still evolving. So buckle up, the next chapter of Bieber's story might just be about turning that rage into art and finally finding his center, just like the legends who came before him. 8. The Ripple Effect, Part 2. Changing the game for celebrities and the industry. Justin Bieber's very public struggles aren't happening in isolation. They're part of a seismic shift in how the world, and the industry, handles celebrity mental health and well-being. For decades, stars were expected to put on a brave face, smile for the cameras, and keep their personal battles locked away like dirty laundry. But the tide is turning fast. Artists like Selena Gomez, Billie Eilish, and The Weeknd have all stepped forward to talk candidly about anxiety, depression, and burnout, helping destigmatize mental health conversations in pop culture. Bieber's openness joins this chorus, showing that vulnerability is strength, not weakness. And it's not just talk. The industry itself is starting to feel the pressure to evolve. Record labels and management teams are now more aware of the human cost behind relentless touring, press junkets, and social media demands. Some are implementing mental health days, therapy support, and wellness programs for their artists, because keeping a star healthy is good business. Social media platforms, too, are under scrutiny. The constant barrage of fan praise and hate can be brutal, and stars like Bieber have called out toxic online behavior, pushing for more responsible digital spaces. Even the fans are shifting. The old culture of canceling or tearing down celebrities at the first sign of trouble is giving way to more empathy and understanding. People want to see their idols heal and grow, not just perform or stay perfect. Justin's journey is a vivid example of this broader movement, showing that the pressures of fame are real, but so is the possibility for change. His highs and lows highlight the urgent need for a celebrity culture that values mental health as much as marketability. So the next time you see a viral meltdown or a tearful confession from a celeb, remember, it's not just drama. It's a sign of a much-needed evolution, and Justin Bieber's right in the middle of it. 9. The public perception tug-of-war, Justin Bieber, Selena Gomez, and the power of the spotlight. Justin Bieber and Selena Gomez, arguably one of the most publicized celebrity relationships of the last decade, have experienced firsthand how public perception can become a double-edged sword. Their story isn't just a tabloid obsession, it's a lesson in how fame distorts personal identity and influences emotional reality. Both artists rose to stardom as teens, navigating their careers under constant media scrutiny. From the start, their relationship was played out on a global stage, every PDA, breakup, and reunion dissected by millions, creating a narrative that sometimes overshadowed their artistry. But the pressure wasn't just external. For Justin and Selena, public perception seeped into their personal lives, blurring the line between who they really were and who the media wanted them to be. Justin was painted alternately as the reckless bad boy or the repentant lover. Selena was cast as the heartbroken sweetheart or the fierce survivor. Neither persona fully captured their complexities, but those were the stories sold. This relentless spotlight affected their mental health deeply. Selena has been candid about her struggles with anxiety, depression, and lupus, while Justin has battled anxiety, addiction, and the overwhelming stress of fame. The public's fixation on their romance often made it harder for them to address their personal issues privately and authentically. Despite all this, both have worked hard to reclaim their narratives. Justin's recent albums peel back the layers of fame, struggle, and redemption, showing a man growing beyond his youthful mistakes. Selena has transformed into a mental health advocate and entrepreneur, using her platform to promote self-care and authenticity. Their intertwined stories highlight a brutal truth about celebrity culture. The public image isn't just a reflection of reality, it actively shapes it. For stars like Justin and Selena, learning to navigate and eventually reshape that perception is a critical part of their survival and growth. So the next time you scroll through Bieber Gomez headlines, remember, behind every rumor and viral post are two individuals fighting to live real lives beyond the spotlight's glare. 10. The Comeback Blueprint, Justin Bieber's journey as a masterclass in resilience and reinvention. Justin Bieber's story isn't just a roller coaster of fame, it's a blueprint for survival in the cutthroat world of celebrity culture. To understand his comeback, we need to look beyond the headlines and unpack the strategies and realities that define his evolution. First off, resilience. Bieber's journey has been marked by public breakdowns, relationship drama, and mental health battles, all under the unrelenting spotlight of global fame. Most people would crumble under that pressure, but Bieber's continued presence shows a remarkable capacity to absorb pain and keep moving forward. That resilience isn't just luck, it's the product of therapy, faith, and a growing self-awareness that acknowledges failure as part of growth. Second, reinvention. The music industry is notoriously brutal. Stars rise fast and fall even faster. Justin's ability to reinvent himself musically and personally is a testament to his adaptability. From bubblegum pop sensation to a more mature artist tackling complex themes like spirituality, mental health, and love's complications, Bieber's artistic evolution mirrors his personal growth. His new album promises to be his boldest statement yet, blending raw emotional depth with the swagger that made him a star. Another key element of his comeback is ownership, not just of his music, but of his narrative. For years, Justin's image was shaped by managers, labels, and media narratives. Now, he's taking creative and personal control, which empowers him to tell his story authentically. This shift from being a product to being a creator is crucial to sustaining a long-term career in entertainment. Justin's transparency about his struggles with anxiety, addiction, and anger challenges old Hollywood stigmas. He's part of a new wave of celebrities breaking down the walls around mental health, showing fans that vulnerability is strength, not weakness. This openness fosters a deeper connection with audiences craving authenticity over perfection. Finally, Bieber's comeback illustrates the importance of a support system. His marriage to Hailey Bieber, his faith community, and his therapy all play vital roles in his stability and growth. Reinvention isn't a solo act. It requires people who keep you grounded amid chaos. So, Justin Bieber's comeback isn't just about new music or public appearances, it's a complex, multi-layered process of healing, growth, and reclaiming agency. A lesson in how to survive and thrive when the whole world is watching your every move. So what's the real story behind Justin Bieber's bad times, angry moments, detox selfies, marriage struggles, and new album swag? It's a story of a young man caught in the whirlwind of fame, fighting public perception, battling personal demons, and striving to redefine himself on his own terms. It's messy, it's emotional, and it's far from over. If you want to keep riding this roller coaster with us, getting the sharpest, smartest, and most honest takes on celebrity culture's biggest stories, hit that subscribe button now. Like the video if you're rooting for Bieber's comeback, and drop a comment with your thoughts on his journey. Remember, this channel is Direct Celeb, where we cut through the noise, skip the clickbait, and bring you the truth behind the headlines. Thanks for watching. Now, get ready, because the next chapter of the Bieber saga is just getting started.